you're tuning in now or after live, please make sure to hit that like button, as it'll greatly help us push through the analytics, and it'll really help push this content. Remember, we're about positivity here. We keep the negativity outside the door. We are all inclusive, and we believe in being the light over the darkness. We don't play the victim. We play the winner, and that's going to be a big agenda here in 2024. We're going to focus on the positivity. We're going to focus on the fact that we can all get together here each and every day, and we can all get one step closer daily to the goals that we have out in front of us. So I do thank everybody for tuning in. So let me timestamp this very quickly. Good evening, 6:16 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, January 3rd, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. Straight six, welcome in. Time that XRP hits $10 so I can quit my job and make me a nice life. 30 minutes and I'm out of work. Awesome. Hopefully you have a safe trip home there, my friend. Be safe. Always nice to get out of work. David, welcome in. Oh, Johnson, good afternoon. Glad to see you in month one of Tom's Army. I can tell because you have the emoji mans of me being abducted by aliens. Oh, yes, that's my face superimposed on there. So I really appreciate that. John Hall, welcome in. Good evening. Hasey, good evening. UK Phil with that month one badge as well. Jorge, good afternoon. XRP Ricky Ripple with the month two badge. So is Mo. That's Dusty's Outhouse Crypto News. Taki, welcome in there as well. Good late evening to you, Mo. Hopefully you're having a blessed evening. Crypto Scrooge, welcome in with the 2-year emoji badge, the 589 badge. That's not $589 at the end of 2023. That was 0.589 cents. I'd say I was pretty damn close. I think I was actually right on the money, approximately. So I appreciate you being in the Tom's Army for over 2 years, Crypto Scrooge. And make sure you follow Crypto Scrooge on YouTube, especially if you're doing anything related to the XRP Ledger, Solo, Corium. So it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Tanya, welcome in, love. You feel another dump, Tom? Well, we'll go over that very deeply, I promise. JW, welcome in. Randa, good evening. With the over 1 year badge. JW with the over 1 year badge, along with Tanya as well. Look at the support here. It's fantastic. Angela, welcome in, love, with the over 1 year badge as well. A lot of long time sticking around to see what's going on today. Right now, we do have a bull flag set up off of the dump, and we're actually breaking out of it. So in the immediate short term, I would anticipate that XRP continues. And basically, we got to ride off of this now. That's what we broke out of. So now it basically comes down to, yes, we're starting to overextend. Can we bounce out, bounce up? Or do we just ride all the way up to the 200 here and then decide what we're going to do? If XRP wants to continue this rally, it's in our best interest, and we've already, again, taken the up route for rejection, and this is what I talked about earlier. I would have preferred for XRP to get rejected. Now, if it bounces off the 30-minute and bounces down, beautiful. Beautiful. What I want to see is bam. I want to see this form, and if we got lucky enough, and it's not going to happen, there's not enough to clear out, I want it down there. But honestly, a double bottom to right here, right around 51 cents would be ideal. And I'll tell you why. If you start looking into some of the RSI for maybe a little bit of a future setup, and that's the relative strength index, it alerted us to the fact, with other things as well, that we were ready to dump. Oh yeah, Jim Cramer did, but there was also, no, don't put it all on the Jim Cramer. This is actually what gave you that dump in the RSI. So Bitcoin ETF rejection. Just look at this BS that came out earlier, and I didn't even give it credit this morning. So Matrix Sport, a bunch of these said, Bitcoin spot ETF proposals to be rejected by SEC. This was the FUD that was put out to dump the market. This is what caused it. SEC Chair Gary Gensler is not embracing crypto in the U.S., and it might be even worse, or it might be even a very long shot to expect that he would vote to approve Bitcoin spot ETFs, Matrix Sports. So this was what came out earlier. Now, beautifully enough, Tanya shared with me this. So this says breaking, and away we go. And I want everybody to let me know what you think of all of this. 68 people in here already. Holy crap. Make sure that that like button, 41 likes, says this new year is a new me, new you. We're more positive, even though we started that role last year. But this year, we don't embrace any of the head games. We just stay laser focused. This is going to be a year of focus. So breaking and away we go. As reported Monday, the derivative ETF stacks are expanding on top of the spot Bitcoin ETFs, which wrap the underlying crypto assets. Here we see World Funds Trust, CIK, 000139609 file a N-1A form for their T-Rex series of leverage ETFs launching March 18, 2024. They are referencing BlackRock iShares IBIT. These ETFs will apply leverage to the IBIT security as a reference. T-Rex 1.5x to 2x spot and inverse ETFs amplify gains and losses against the BlackRock iShares IBIT price. Let the games begin. And then this is on the SEC's homepage. So it says you can see the world funds trade, yada, yada, yada. So some people are digging deep. I thank you, Tanya, for this. So what do you make of it, everybody? I know the story that came out earlier was BS. That's why I didn't cover it. I just couldn't prove that it was BS. But I knew it was. There's no way it would have come out like that. And we were overextended in the RSI in every known facet. I mean, just a week ago, everybody, what were we talking about? I talked about it over and over and over again. I am very upset because when XRP had the chance to dump down and test for support, it went up for rejection at resistance. So it was something that made us very uncomfortable. And then we can see a series of times, even on the 28th of December, we came into overbought. But in the daily, we started coming way up. And this was not even that long ago. In the daily, we're end of November. We came back up here in December. But now it was one of those things. If we clear out now, we could have an extended run. We could really have an extended run. And we came down. We came down. And we broke through, and this is the second chart that shows the rising channel that goes back from June of 2022. But what we did, and what we need to pay attention to, is something that got rejected here as well, just remember. We did not hold the broadening wedge or the bull flag. So we need to see where this daily ends. This is the extended out from the bull flag. We broke up, hit rejection on the rising channel. And I extended that out because that's a logical spot. It could hit support. But then if you take in the shorter time frame, which we do because we have to know what's going on, we had a technical target, ladies and gentlemen. It was no secret, a breach of the bull flag, and especially the overextension on that little broadening wedge that was formed that's now invalidated, by the way. Now you have to get back in the bull flag. Forget that extension. You got to get back in the bull flag. So we knew the technical move. It rode down a little bit more, but now it's bouncing past 53.4. So when things make you uncomfortable, when we could sense that something wasn't right with the relative strength index, that's why we have to look at the low targets as well. And hey, we had the high target if it would have broke up, but we also knew the low dump. So I'm not making a prediction, but what I am doing is it's basically the analytical approach. What seems right and what doesn't. What didn't seem right is how we were moving up. We had a chance to dump down, and I was very disappointed. I even had a few updates I did, and I even put it in the headline that XRP failed, basically. And that was before all these dumps. I said it went for rejection. Once we get rejection, we're going to drop. If we wanted to have a big pump where we were at, we would have went to support first. Now we went to rejection down to support. If we can hold support, that's where you get the big boom. But it's like, where's support? Look at this time frame. 4 hourly oversold. Everything we talked about yesterday, or last week about being overbought, now we're oversold in the 4 hourly. That's going to continue to change if it pushes back up. But what's the logical choice here? If that's a bull flag, you would expect this to be a reversal candle. So before 7 o'clock, I would expect, where are we at right now? 58 cents. If this wants to be a reversal candle, this would pull up to about 59. It doesn't even have to come up far. Maybe 59.3. Maybe another cent here. Does it have the testicular fortitude? I don't know. But it's in our best interest. I don't think. Okay, my point is, Our best interest and the best outcome is for this to not even come up here. Forget this. Just come back down here and double bottom. If you see it come back down near 50 cents and it holds, holy schmagolies. That's what we'd be looking for. That's what we'd be looking for. Yes, Cezanne, there's a possibility we'll delay this. Mr. Gensler, that fine gentleman and human being. Matt, welcome in. CJ2 Pilot, good to see you in here. John Landon, Happy New Year, welcome in. So what do we think is going to happen? Do we think this is the start of the reversal now that we dump this out? Or do we think, maybe we rotate down a little bit more and clear out the daily? Because the daily after this is going to be cleared out a little bit. We just haven't closed the candle. Just wait. When we close this daily, I don't want to say I guarantee it because we don't know how it's going to end. But this is going to end up in oversold after the candle closes. So now, let's take a look while we've got each other's company. 85 people in here. We got to do better on the likes, ladies and gentlemen. I'm putting my heart, sweat, and tears into this. My voice is shot, as you can hear. But this is my 4th time here today, 2nd live. I expect and I would hope that you'd respect me enough to hit that like button. It does help push me through the analytics. Only 55 people. Oh, there we go. Now we're moving. But the more people that hit, the farther we can push through this. Now, if you don't want to do it, I always tell my audience you can circumvent it by sending a YouTube super chat or join Tom's Army. But let's be honest. If you want to show me personal support, it shouldn't be in replacement for something else. If you want to show me support, you show me support. I'm not going to make you feel bad into doing it. But hitting that like button doesn't cost you anything, and it helps push my personal agenda, which is to get to 20,000 subscribers here and then continue on to 25. Have as many people as possible that can be in this beautiful community and can learn from us. Right now we have, unfortunately, the start of what could be a reversal candle here finally with that H-bar. But I don't think anybody who watches us, this is a surprise that we would have to have a correction. We talked about it last week. I circled the RSI where it was way up here. And it's not like we're going to go way down. It's not like we're going to go way down. If we just look at this from a relative perspective, and the daily time frame after this close, this could be the start of a nice depreciation in the RSI. 4 hourly, it's looking a lot better. It's in the oversold. So it's not like we have a long ways to go. It doesn't appear. Even in the smaller time frames, we're attempting a reversal already. That's a very jank bull flag that's set up there. So I'm very happy with this liquidity tug, especially if there is an ETF approval. If it was a bearish approval, technically we should have had a pump right now. We should have had like a 25, 30% pump across the market, and then it just starts dumping on an approval. But right now, I mean, buy the rumor, sell the news, or sell the rumor, buy the news. A lot of people sold the rumor that Bitcoin ETF was rejected without getting any facts. Another reason why I don't watch that FX bullshit anymore. Every time I look at their stuff, it would always be, they would always tell the FUD. Even if they had good information. Same thing again, FX Street. Same thing. They were one of them. So if there's one thing you can at least have solace about, I could have shared all that with you this morning. Did I? No. I decided to stick to the facts. The facts of the chart so we wouldn't get bent over the railing. And I say that term loosely because you get nailed to the wall here if you don't understand what's going on in this cycle. It is what it is. 3 hourly, we're in the kind of a neutral area. 2 hourly, still neutral. See, it's going to end up actually, I don't know why I said oversold. 4 hourly, it could come down a little bit more, but that is a bull flag setup. Maybe it'll come back up for rejection. Hopefully this breaks down and it's in our best interest to do it. Not yet, though. I mean, we want it to technically stay at 8.4. At 8.46, stay on top of that little, I suppose that rising resistance. But if we do take the down route, you'd be getting a rejection here after coming up. Then come through. One could say that maybe it's putting in a head and shoulders, but we did make a new high. That's a nice bullish handle on the cup it could be putting in as well. So I'm looking at that as a positive. Happy New Year to you too, True, my brother. I'm glad to see you in here. Hopefully you had a blessed New Year. So that's what I was looking at with H-bar. Sully, welcome in, my friend. Good to see you in here, buddy. What?
Was it your dad that said hi, Tom?
Was who?
Your dad?
Where?
Tom Speaker that said hi, Tom.
Oh, I didn't even see it.
It was at the beginning.
Oh, I didn't see it, honestly. Ronald Dini, welcome in. Thank you so much for the $10 donation. Hey, I appreciate that you appreciate my hard work. I really do. I do appreciate that. I think that's the first. No, it's not the first super chat, but it's one of the first of the year. Julie said Thomas Speaker was in here. I don't know. Maybe my dad was in here. He snuck in here. I didn't even see it. So, Dad, if you're watching from the abyss, hello. But right now with XLM, relative strength index, we're in the oversold, so that's good. Also, we cleared a lot of this out. We did clear a lot of this out right now. And we still have this ascending formation. This is good. This is essentially a bull flag setup. This is a bull flag setup. Thank you, Ronald, very, very much. And it says it was your first super on live stream, so how awesome is that? Tanya, you very well should be happy with that, love. Selling it at 10 and buying it back on the dump. Beautiful. Beautiful. That's what we're trying to do here. Hey, I appreciate it, Ronald. I really do. So for XLM, as we can see, in a very favorable spot right now. The fact that we're able to get this little dump here is exactly what we needed. Across all of crypto, it really is. Look at that. That's back in oversold. And what did it do? It managed to stay within the integrity of this formation as well. You have the integrity here held. That bull flag, I always talk about how the wicks are nothing. Look at what it did. It pulled the wick up before the daily closes in 28 minutes. That means right now for XLM, this bull flag's intact. And if you break to the top side, you have a technical target right up there around 15.6 now. If we break down, it gets close to the uptrending support, right around 8.5. But we've avoided this as of right now. The daily, I'm telling everybody too, is going to come down. It's going to come down when this candle closes in about 27 minutes. So that's what we're looking at there. That's the best I can do with XLM, and that's the wider pattern it's in. So we're looking for a retest of that resistance for a second time from the shorter part of the pattern. We could go farther back and say it's the third. Actually, I guess we would say it's the third. But I'm saying within the smaller setup. But technically, you could argue with me, but I'm not a financial advisor, so what the hell do I know? I'm just some asshole behind his tablet, right? So if you want to get mad at somebody, get mad at the manipulators. And the ones who deceive you each and every day and tell you that the Bitcoin ETF was rejected on the fake news because they want views. How about that? How about them apples this year? This year, I want you to make a resolution as well that you're not going to watch anybody who lies to you. And if you find out they're lying to you, just cut them off. That's what I do. So, what are we doing here? Bitcoin still needs more. It could still definitely clear more. The cool thing is we came all the way down here to support, but I really wanted it to bounce on. Everybody knows where I wanted it. I even circled it last week. You get a bounce from there, you could be looking at 47, maybe even 53,000. But we've got to clear this out. There is no way Bitcoin could do what it was doing last week and continue. Now look at the 4-hourly. Looks a little bit better. Could be better. It could come down to where I said. It really could. If it comes down to where I said, look out. We couldn't quite get into it. All these billionaires building bunkers. Well, they always do. They always build the bunkers. That's why we have to build tents. You know, it's a little bit better to be built in a tent than sitting outside when it's pouring rain on you, you know? So it's all about it's all about your own perception. I'm very happy collecting enough tents to building a nice little padded room, right? So eventually we'll get there. Eventually we'll get there. Yep. Just like when I started my YouTube channel, I don't know if anybody was here when I said it that's here now. Now that we're almost to 19,600, but what did I say in the beginning? I only need 0.0000001% of the share of YouTube, and we'll have a very successful channel here. I think we're getting our market share. We've got a market share. You know, and it's just continuing to grow each and every day. Even on my sideways screen, it looks like. Although I'm going to have a new, once I set it up, because Julie bought me a new stand here for my tablet. This one's kind of on an angle, so I'm like crooked. Oh, I'm falling. It's like Wayside Stories here. But it works. It works for what I needed. Although, Julie, I think it's
What?
I think this thing's had about all it can take.
Well, that's fine. The one I got you.
You see how it's swaying? You said he was shaking his head.
Yeah.
He was very tired all day. Well, he did his therapy. He did good. Yeah, our son had his therapy, as you all know, for his leg.
He did a good day.
The only thing that sucks is his therapist. After a year now of getting used to him, now all of a sudden he's moving after 4 weeks from now. So it's going to be very difficult, but we'll get it done. Do you want to relax, Julie?
Yeah.
And then you can relax.
I have my doctor's appointment.
I know you do. That's why I know I've been thinking about it. Bitcoin came back below 58, or XRP came back below 58 cents. Happy New Year, let me read that again after it comes through. But any questions, anybody? I'm not leaving. Not leaving. Mario said, Happy New Year, go Michigan next week. Let's have a healthy and prosperous 2024. Amen to that, my friend. Yes, and go blue. I think we're going to win the championship. Yeah, I just think we're going to win it. Everybody, you know, but I'm not going to offend anybody. This isn't a football station. Yeah, I can do a quick ADA. Where's all the Caspa lovers as well? Because a lot of people told me to buy it. I actually have it mapped out. So on that retracement, I called it a long time ago. So we're almost there. ADA is well into oversold. Well, not well, but it's in oversold right now in the 2 hourly. We got to see where these dailies clear. These dailies are going to dump down a lot when this candle closes. But that is either a head and shoulders pattern, like that's the head, or this is the left shoulder. And I've seen it a gazillion times. And that's why I was begging for liquidity dump in all of crypto. And we actually got it today. So now can we continue? The continuation means you have to finish the dump by double bottoming just to clear out the reserve RSI. So this would lead someone to believe it's a head and shoulders, and then it comes down, right? And then it's one of these, and then, well, what if that's just kind of like the first breakout, and this is the left shoulder, and it came down, and then it comes up, and then it starts to, we see this a lot.
The camel.
Yeah, like Julie said, the camel. The camelback. I was called a camel jockey a lot when I was a kid, but I don't think that's a good term. And a sand, you know what? It's not African Americans are not the only ones who get called it, unfortunately. I did too a lot when I was growing up. The old San Najescos. To say it kindly. Anyhow, we've got this and the daily, and the 4 hourly, we're holding on to 200. So if you're going to have the pattern hold, you have to hold there. We're oversold in the 4 hourly, which is a good sign. And if I was a betting man, this is a bull flag off of the back end. My betting gut says 59.9 cents is where it's going to make or break. You'll make or break at 60 cents here. So honestly, I don't see any reason why it can't break back up, but just be very aware if it breaks the 200 day, it's over. And then we'll just come back a little bit farther. No, H-bar, there's no way it can dump that far. In order to get down to that 5 cent level again, you've got to get through that 7.2 support, and that's going to be a bitch now coming back through. Just where the RSI is, it's going to take a lot to get back. You could have a floor at 7.2 now on H-bar, honestly. Depending on how this mini cycle goes here, a lot of these, you could have a mini floor here. Like XRP, if it did it right, mini floor should be 43 cents. But if it does it right, now it could step up to 50. It really could. It depends how it plays this next week. If all of these continue down just a little bit far, I'm telling everybody right now, the only thing stopping ADA is retesting this area right here. If if the rest of the market somehow dumped another 20%, it would be so oversold. You could get the long trades out. And even if your spot trades are getting crushed for a couple weeks, that beautiful bounce back on a futures, a 10x, whatever, that would be the time that I would say, hey, you've already gone and you're getting crushed. Now if you want to double bang it on the top, I don't like to go short when I'm holding long positions though. I would rather go long after a dump because I think it's easier to spot. And you get a lot of very emotional people that are willing to buy to try to cover either their own ass or they want to take a quick run up, like an opportune moment. But I always had better luck going long than going short, even though I can spot a short from a mile away. So I don't really give a rat's ass what blockchain backer said. No offense. And it's the power of positivity, but blockchain backer also said XRP would never go under $1 again. Blockchain backer said that was the last time you would ever see a bear market in crypto in 21. Once we came out of it, I've seen it all. Blockchain backer said he just said everything. So XRP is gonna go to hey. Blockchain backer said this year XRP is gonna be $28. So what am I supposed to believe? Is XRP going to 28 since you're putting such stock on him right now? Do you believe he's correct that XRP is going to $28? I can read. I just want to know, honestly. Everybody always talks blockchain backer, so I just want to know. Right, Julie? I'm allowed to know. I want to know. That was so impressive. I just want to know. So let me just ask you a question, Messi, so I know what we're saying. If blockchain backer said something or I said something from a chart perspective, who would you believe? I need to know where I'm standing here. I know who I would believe. I know who you should believe. I know what my portfolio tells me who's right. I know what my audience's portfolio tells me is right. I know my chart, when blockchain backer said we were in a bull flag breakdown, I also said we were in a broadening wedge breakout attempt. We were in a broadening wedge and everybody said it was a bull flag. So, I need to know. And I told everybody I'm going to be very, very, very to the point this year in 24, but very positive. All right, see, yeah, that's what I figured, Messi. That's your personal answer. But the fact that you would even put us in the same category tells me all I need to know, so I'd be wasting my time and telling you how I get to where I go. You're in the power of the moment. I'm in the power of reality. I actually want to go where I need to go. So, Bitcoin, never going to go to all-time highs. That's a stupid, that's honestly, if he says that, is that just him saying it? Because, if Bitcoin's not going to all-time highs, how does XRP get to $28? XRP doesn't carry that kind of weight. It doesn't even outgain Solana right now, so I'm just curious. But he's entitled to his own opinion. But it's like I always tell everybody around me when they ask me questions or they tell me things. They tell me things in my real life. I'll say something and they tell me what somebody else says. I'm like, oh, so you would actually put what they're saying to what I'm saying. So now it's just one of those things like, why? Why? Why do you put so much stock in what blockchain? I would have more respect for you, Messi, if you came in here and said, hey, I don't believe Bitcoin's ever going to all-time highs. I don't know why I don't believe it, but I see something that makes me nervous that Bitcoin can't go to all-time highs again. Instead of coming in here and saying BCB says Bitcoin can't go to all-time highs again. I would rather trust the bazooka writing on the old gum that I would get out of a package of a comic than anything that he said. No offense. I know he's popular and people will leave now, and that's fine. But that's just my own personal take. So, and I used to respect blockchain backer until he started putting out those FUD articles, which means he got paid by all the mainstream narrative to put that out. And I'm not okay with that. He doesn't have to say he got paid. I know how the game works. If you're in the game, you know how the game, right, Julie? If you're around it, you see it, you're part of it. You smell that? That's the game being played on all of us. All right? It is. They always play it on us. They have controlled opposition. They're trying to control me off of YouTube. They said, this guy, he doesn't fit the agenda, and he's not making us the money he should. But Bob used to follow blockchain backer. Wow, Tom, that son of a bitch, I was down 82%.
Save your voice.
Well, Bob, I don't know about that. Um, he just comes out sometimes, Julie.
Shut up. That's what I said.
Huh?
If I press the heart, does it show?
No,
Aw.
it's not like TikTok. It doesn't show me the hearts people
I
hit.
was
Your
pressing.
your heart only counts as one,
Aw.
unfortunately. We have 90 people watching and 97 likes. But yeah, if Bitcoin, here's the thing. If we want to talk about the all-time pattern of Bitcoin, and money's got to go somewhere. So when we talk about the national currencies, we can say whatever we want, but how many countries have already adopted this shit? You know me, I hate Bitcoin. I wouldn't buy this ever. The only time I buy Bitcoin is if I make money on an exchange and I've got to send it to like Cash App. They only accept, you can send Bitcoin through there. So I do that to buy metals and I'll pay the $30 fee just so I can buy more B2 gold, for example. But let me get a new Bitcoin. I'll put a new Bitcoin chart out here and we'll just look at the all-time pattern of Bitcoin together right now. How about that? And I know Binance goes all the way back in time. What's this? A roadblock? I can't have any more because what the hell is this? TradingView's getting too big for their bridges. Won't even let me look at what I need. What? He fell asleep now? Who cares about Tether and the USDC? He just fell asleep. Oh, my son fell asleep. We knew he was tired when he got home. Very tired. Tanya, by the way, what do you think of the energy of the last two lives? I knew it was going to be a great day today. But no, Messi. I like you, though. I've seen you in here for a long time. You asked me a lot about blockchain backers, so I just figured I would ask you. That was all. But when it comes to actual charts and stuff, when he's just trying to show you the truth, I like him. Just stay away from the FUD. That's all. Miss Vicky said it, not me. He wants to be the Wall Street. It's like the Wolves of Wall Street. We got a lot of them out here. You know what I am? I'm like the mouse of Wall Street. I'm so small. Not everybody sees me and they're like, I don't know why this guy has followers. He's not even worth our time. And then they just continue to see it. And they're like, what the hell is going on with this guy? Oh, yeah, Tom. It's true, but I've got to remember this whole year, and this is going to be if I'm not talking about the power of positivity and the fact that our community can single-handedly drown the light, we can be the light drowning out the darkness, I'm not doing it right. Because I really want to push that message, and I started to last year. We started becoming more positive, but what happened? We started to go off track a little bit, but this year I can be in touch with my feelings. You guys can be in touch with your feelings and mine as well. But I'm not going to, I'll acknowledge, what Messi said because I like him. And then I'll try to give him a response that he can understand where I'm coming from and I can understand where he's coming from after. Well, Gully, it's good to know somebody likes me. I always tell Tom he should bring me back on here, but he always has to make a damn joke about me. It's not that I'm making a joke about you, Bob. I'm being honest, okay? I always say that you're a cool guy. Well, Tom, Tom, this is that bullshit I'm talking about right here. Well, Bob, I'm just trying to put a picture to you, okay? And by the way, Michigan won. Well, Tom, as much as I like Michigan, I don't think that I'm this nutcracker. Oh, God. I'm sorry, Bob. You said you wanted more time. Well, Tom, you know what I mean? Would you rather me show that nothing? You want to be nothing? Well, Tom, at least I have a face here. This is something. Thanks, guys. Now you're spawning Bob into something you shouldn't. What am I gonna have a sock puppet next, Bob? Well, Tom, if you stuck your finger anywhere, Bob, don't even go there. This is a friendly show here in 2024. Getting back to XRP, so the XRP market cap is down 2.31% on this January 3rd as it's 35 degrees here in the great state of Michigan. 83% humidity, surprisingly. So now that we're back to the business, no pun intended, Bob. minus 2.31% or 31 billion. Um, down 6.85% on the day. And XRP's at 31.495 billion as we lead into the 7 o'clock hour as the daily close is about to happen. And we close the midday, middle of the week. So, Tanya Nuttall, welcome in. What a wide audience we have. What a wide audience we have today. I love it. My birthday sister's here now, too. Look at that. Today is an awesome day. It's going to be an awesome day to be alive all of 24. I mean, just don't pay attention to the news. Don't pay attention to the election. I'm not. You won't hear me talk about it. We are politics free here because we know the central banks run the world. And whether you're red or blue, and I'm not talking Michigan or Ohio State, but that's another line of divisionness, but we don't want to talk about that because Michigan's in the championship this year. You just stay straight with your fellow man and woman. And I don't care about your sexual orientation, folks. So, I can see what kind of year it's going to be this year, Bob. Well, Tom, I think you're going a little off track here. Thanks, Bob. 107 likes tonight. Maybe, Bob, we need to get you back in here. We're well over 100% tonight. Well, Tom, wait a minute, Tom. I told you to stop with this. Okay, Bob, I'm sorry. Well, Tom, I am quite a character here. And I do... just stared at me now. Oh, my goodness. So, while Bob interrupts us, we held this uptrending support, which this is still a very wide pattern we're in, and it's a rising channel. I tried to show everybody the downtrending resistance because we kind of formed what looked like an ascending formation here within the rising channel, which could fall bearish. But right now in the daily, it's pulled up. We're well within that 30.26 billion plus minus area, and it's not even a plus minus because that is actually the rising channel support. So just a way to show us how that pattern was converging. This could be a way to get us back up to 38.9 billion. It really could. It really could. Well, Tom, can I finish what I'm saying? Bob, you said that I couldn't show you in Michigan. You didn't say I couldn't be him. Well, Tom, I am a fan of the red, white, and blue. Oh, I bet you are, Bob. I can see exactly who you are. Nope, we're not going there, Bob. Anyhow, before we lose the rest of our audience, we're trying to kill 7 minutes. So, speaking of minutes, the Fed minutes. Anybody see the Fed minutes? Bob, so what did you think of the Fed minutes? Well, Tom, I don't waste my time with that nonsense anymore. Well, why is that, Bob? I mean, why wouldn't you waste your time? Well, Tom, they just give us fake numbers and then they just redo them the next month anyhow. They do. They do. That is true. See, Bob's been paying attention. Does anybody remember the Bob song from so long ago? Is anybody here? If anybody's here who remembers the Bob song, I might sing it with Bob. Well, Tom, don't you dare embarrass me. I don't remember who pissed me off enough to make this guy come out, but whoever it is. All right, well, it was, well, Bob, will you get that flag out of the way? God, Jesus. Let's see. Bob, did you have a good festive year? Well, Tom, yes, it was pretty good, thank you. Well, I'm feeling good. I'm up big. I was down 76%. Now I'm up, I'm not broke, I'm all good, thanks to Tom, he's a douche, I love him. Bob, that's very unnecessary. He saved me 72%. I thought it was 76. I hate you, shut up, Tom. Hey, it's XRP Future Millionaire. I hate you. No, Bob, I saved you 76%. Well, Tom, how many different nutcrackers do I have to be today? You know, I'm kind of liking this one the best. You're a singer. So that's what we did. And do you know why we did that? As we lose people, but that's okay. You get the real ones in here. We did that because everybody was feeling down. Everybody was feeling down. What a good way to start 2023 or 2024. So let's see what they're saying. Fed sees rates staying high for some time with cuts eyed in 2024. Policymakers remain open to hiking again. If appropriate, minutes cite optimism on inflation, clear progress. Who would pay for that, Bloomberg? Like, that is such an insult to our own intelligence. Like, we're going to pay you. Fed minutes cite lower inflation risk, concern about overly restrictive policy. So I just want to read this first little bit here. So Federal Reserve officials in December launched an expansive debate about a coming turn in U.S. monetary policy. Well, yes, I'm heavily invested. I've listened to Tom. He got me out of debt, so I figured there was no reason not to follow him. Yeah, well, Bob, there's one major one for some reason you still refuse to buy. Well, Tom, you said you wouldn't call me out on algo ever again, but you son of a bitch. Bob, why won't you just buy it? Well, Tom, the last time I bought a security that the government came after, well, I'm stuck with it. Yeah, well, you got out of it. Well, I was down 70. You know what, Bob? We're fine. So that yes, Bob is invested. I don't know how he turned into a nutcracker, but he is. I mean, if he really gets mad, I could make it could be fun. So let's finish this, and then we got to get back into, because the close is in 3 minutes. For anybody who's never watched me, this is where I take the time to just do stupid things until we get to 7, because I'm out of things to talk about. We've covered everything I wanted to, but I want to see where we go at the daily close. There's one more thing we're going to do that will surely get people out of here. With fresh concerns voiced about how long the economy could hold up under current high interest rates, and at least initial discussion about when to halt the rundown of its balance sheet, according to minutes of the December 12th, 13th meeting, Fed Chair Jerome Powell had laid out, who cares about this? Psh, see, this is all that nonsense all over again. So, I've gotten a lot of requests for this. And of course, why would you just come here for technical analysis? You can come here for comedic value. I'm old. I don't know what's real in the world anymore. I just turned 40. What do I know? I'm going senile these days. The days go fast. The nights go faster. The only thing that doesn't move is XRP. Small joke. Well, Tom, if you keep making jokes like that, how am I supposed to know if this is a good asset or not, huh? Bob, if you can't joke about what you own, I mean, is it really worth it? God, shut up. I'm sorry, Bob. Please be quiet. It's the power of positivity. Power of positivity. Somebody actually said, I'm sorry, Bob. Bob interrupted me. Bob, can I? In 2021, some people said I would never get anywhere because of my personality. In 2022, they said I belonged in a nut house. In 2023, they were on their knees thanking me. In 2024, I think they're going to lock me up. Not everybody was on their... And no, ladies and gentlemen, not like you're thinking. Not on their knees thanking me by... Bob, I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, Bob has fallen. Well, Tom, I mean, you're the one who said there. Is this a serviceable industry? Bob. Okay, this guy's being retired. He goes too far. We're just trying to make out the balance here. Well, with all due respect, Tom, maybe you should check here. I am, sorry, Bob. I know you're not Santa Claus. We don't want to ruin the kids. So anyhow, ladies and gentlemen, how many people in here have seen the Sunny Day song live? Just out of curiosity. I love doing segments like this because I can see who the real ones are. And please make sure to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Somehow, some way, we've made it over 19,500 subscribers. Ronald, you've never seen it. Oh, you're in for a treat, my friend. Oh, you're in for $50. You just made Bob even more big-headed. Oh, boy. Wow, Tom, I always tell you, well, what the hell's wrong with my neck, Tom? Well, Peter Pan, I think we all know that you sent the $50 for me, so thank you so much. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. The moment a donation came in, I knew if Bob was around, he was going to take credit. But Peter Pan, thank you so much for the $50 donation. That is unbelievable. That is unbelievable. Oh, I found him. I found Bob. Bob, I found you. I've been trying to find you this whole time, and people are going to be like, how many nutcrackers does this guy have? Too many. Some would say not enough. Now, you tell me if this is the... Well, Tom, wait a minute. What is this? Well, I mean, you always say you're old, and I think this one fits. I think you look really cool. Well, Tom, will you just sing Sunny... Oh, my God, I forgot about Sunny Days. Thank you, Bob. So, ladies and gentlemen, the sunny days are here again. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. Oh, sunny days. Oh, what a day. I wear glasses 'cause I can't see a motherfucking thing. Happy days. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. Oh, happy days. Oh, what a day. XRP will reign supreme. Let's just not get caught in the FUD. Oh, we're gonna crash and we did and we will and we have and we won't and we might and we will and we don't know anymore. Stay true. Stay blessed. And now, I mean, that was 2021. Oh, we killed enough time now. Fantastic. But now, before you get the rest of the information, just so I think I might have even shortened that beginning part up. I think I missed something. But then somebody from the audience, and this is a true story. We're going through the history right now for anybody who doesn't know. And then the ones who actually deserve the information will get it. How about that? We got 79 people here still. 20 people said this guy's a lunatic. That's fine. What? Sunny days. Sunny days. Here again. Sunny days. Here again. Sunny days. Here again. Sunny days. Here again. I wear glasses 'cause I'm so cool. I can predict the charts. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days, here again. Sunny days. Join Tom's Army for $9.99 a month. So a viewer made that for me, believe it or not. I said it clean one time at the time, and they used that version. So we've got a lot of history here, and the reason you talk about that is because, you know, it's not just, let's do the charts. I'm not just a very serious person. In fact, I'm anything but a very serious person. But I'm definitely very driven by what I need to do. So now that some of the new ones got caught up with a little bit of the history, and some of the ones that don't really want to be here are already gone, now we can get into the business. Daily time frame, now we can see the RSI, what we were talking about. Still could clear out a little bit more. It's what I was saying earlier. I was hoping it would come down to double bottom. Now what I hope happens here, and I'm not saying XRP's junk. I'm not saying I want it to die. I want it to come back down. This would go, I mean, you would be in an area where you'd have a beautiful rotation building. Even if it doesn't come all the way down, if we could just correct a little bit to the downside again, 4 hourly starting to correct out. We want this to come down a little bit. So basically, yes, we have a bull flag there, which is probably going to drive us up. Doesn't mean it has to play true, but the problem is we know what's likely going to happen is it's going to swing up. Probably going to bring us up to around 65 cents. So we're going to have to be prepared for that. What I want it to do is the bull flag back, whoops. And then, oh, okay, we got some leverage now and just bounce around. In a perfect world, nobody wants to hear it, but in a perfect world, you'd go, you'd be out. In a perfect world, and then you start bouncing out. There's your inverted head and shoulders. That would be a massive, I mean massive. So everybody's always like, what do you want to happen, Tom? Well, what I want to happen, what you want to happen is not the same thing, I promise. I'm playing the long game. I couldn't give a rat's ass what happens in the short term. So in the long game, if this happens, there's your big inverted head and shoulders. I mean, is anybody watching right now that understands what I just drew and can validate what I'm saying, or at least understand what I'm saying here in the higher time frames? Could you imagine if that happened in the daily? How that would clear that RSI, but it's easier to see in the 4 hourly, but holy moly. And we've already had the bounce up of the inverted left arm. Now we just need the big drop. And a lot of people would be pissed. They'd say, this asset is garbage. I should have sold it. I'm such a fool. I'm a moron. The truth is it's none of the above. You're playing the long game. You didn't buy it at $1.50. You bought it at 34 cents. Shut up. Just straight to the point this year. The noise, right? You got to stay emotionless. I got to stay emotionless. Part of me staying emotionless is talking out my feelings. in a positive way. I'm long hanging with you and Bob. Excellent, Cleo. Excellent. Frenchie in the house. Thank you for your TA, Tom. You're welcome, Frenchie. I'm glad to see you sticking with us in 24. We had a phenomenal year in 23. Despite being in a very bearish cycle from 22 and 23, we've grown the audience from 10,000 to now almost 20. And about, I don't even know how long it took. Well, I mean, from 0 in March of 21 to where we're at now. So we have a steady progression. I have full confidence when we reach a bull market again in crypto, we're going to explode. And I don't mean explode. I mean add another 0. We're going to hit 100,000 here at some point. It's just we can't be in a bearish cycle for it to happen. I mean, the fact we're almost at 20,000 in a 2-year bear market, staggering. The fact that there's 78 of you still watching despite what I did with that segment, unbelievable. So that's what I'm seeing for XRP. My voice is literally, I can feel it cracking. So it's probably in my best interest to end this if I want to continue strong the rest of the week. Any last words while we're together? What did you think about this live? And is there anything that you would have done different? What do I see here? I like to ask questions at the very end now. I'm going to ask questions at the very end. Everybody, thank you so much for the donation. Peter Pan at the end once again. I know we're having fun with it, but thank you so much for the $50 donation there. It was very, very generous. If I get a chance to grab... Yeah, if you're buying your XRP, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to buy it with the attitude of... hey, I bought it at 53 cents, let's say. But you're not going to buy it here for 100% of your bag, I'm assuming. So now it's your goal. Every 20% drop from 53 cents, buy 20%, and you'll have 5 more buys. So whatever you buy today, set it up for a series of 5 buys. So you have to have enough capital for 5 equal buys, and that gives you 100% down. That's what I do. And then it'll cut your buy-in from today 50%. Even if we go to the extreme bottom. And then it could cut it even more if we go to the extreme of the extreme of the extreme. Because then we would have to, then you're probably fucked anyhow. So that's why I adopted that. So far, I haven't had to use anything else. It depends where you buy it. So I put a large position at 346 because that was where I wanted to make my big purchase. And I was very happy with it. And it proved me right so far. And it gave me plenty of time to have collateral now on the side. But the point is if it goes... Let's just say it goes 50% down. At that point, you would have to have 2, let's just say 60. I would have to have 3 equal buys So I spent $3,460, which means if it went down every single time I buy it, and you would have to have 5 equal buys. So you're talking, and in my own head, I just said $800 every time. It's about $850 actually. $850 every 20% down, I would be committed to buy more XRP. And some would say, oh, well, then you would have, 24,000 XRP at the end. No, 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 that's not, or 20,000, because that's based on 10,000. You'd have 20,000. Well, that's not true, because every 20% down, you're getting 20% more every time down. So you could end up with 30, 40, 50,000, even if you started with 10. You don't know. You don't know, because you don't know if the extreme lows, that $850 buy at 15 cents is going to cap you a lot more than it's going to buy you at 30 cents. Conversely, if it got down to 5 cents, I mean, look out. Look out. And that's what we're looking for. That's why don't be depleted if we don't get down there. Just understand we're missing out on a huge opportunity if you haven't done it, if we never get back there. I mean, we can see this right now. That whole setup is attempting a breakout in the entirety of the pattern. You know what? I'll just show everybody, just so everybody can be like, you know what? I see it. I don't know if it's going to give me any room to put anything else on here. Let's see. Theta nobody looks at right now. No, not Binance. Oh, yeah, Binance will work. That's USDT. No, that won't work. That doesn't go back far enough. Oh, I used the chart I already have? Well, how stupid is that? That was real smart. That's my chart on the other one. And I knew I liked that one for a reason. This should work. This will work. Does anybody remember when I first started and I refused to put my charts in Tether? I hope there's one person that remembers that. When I first started, because it was such a scam, I refused to even have my charts in Tether. I hope there's one person who was here when I used to do that. Some people used to laugh at me, but I was dead serious back then. Yep, on my phone. Yes, Devin. Yes. See, Devin was here. He knows. I started on my phone, and then so many people were showing me support that I bought this tablet. I used the credit card, of course, to get points, like I told everybody. But it was your donations that paid it. Beautiful thing. I mean, outside of the wicks, we already know the patterns. But if we go into like a monthly, it's kind of fun to look at the pattern like, is there any way that XRP's done? It's not. The problem. It doesn't matter if you take the low wick, which is what we should do, if we want to be more straight to the point. But just look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Just be realistic with yourself right now. Be realistic with me. No BS. If you're just and then I'm going to go. But if you're just looking at this, whoops. Let me do this down here. You'll see it all makes sense in a minute, I promise. I promise. Whoops. Dude, I'm about to end this. So, I mean, if we just want to cut the nonsense, right? Well, Tom, what's going on with XRP? Well, you tell me. Are we going back up for a third rejection? Because if you break this formation at any time, you might, night, lights out. So it's like, how far could we actually go down? I mean, look at this. The bottom of this is 26 cents. So this is, I'll bet this community will buy. Oh, I'll bet you this community's probably already bought me another one since then. But yeah, no, I'm riding this tablet out because it's been good to me, and it still works very well. So that's the overall entirety of the pattern, ladies and gentlemen. You can make any conclusion you want, but unless we break down from 25 cents approximately, or break out right now where we're at in the future, even if we go to February of 25, we'd have to break above $1.39. So until we break out, nothing matters until we break that target. We're in a bear market. How about that? How about them apples? Everybody says when there's a bear market, and I'm ready to put it all on the table this year. Resistance, resistance, which means the bear market does not break out until you break this downtrending resistance that started, all-time highs in January of 2018. Does that make it a little bit easier for everybody? How about that? How about that? It only took me doing it like that and to make it seem very, very easy. I mean, that makes it too much easier to see. When done right, it makes it easy. Support, resistance. Where did it go here? Support, resistance, support. Is there a chance we're coming up to resistance? Or to support? You don't want to break support. You can't afford to break support. I'm not even sure it's in the cards to break support. So, I'm XRP Future Millionaire. No, I do not have my XRP Uphold, or my Uphold card from Uphold. They stopped allowing you to have it in the USA last year, early last year, unfortunately. So, I appreciate each and every one of you. It's been a beautiful hour with all of you. I hope this last chart helped, and we're going to be talking more within this chart this year. I'll be showing this chart every day as well. It'll be just an add-on to what I already show. And when everybody says, are we in a bull market? I will say no. And they will say, well, Tom, when are we going to be in a bull market? When we break out of that downtrending resistance that started January of 2018. And this is on the nuts. I mean, on the dot. It's on the... That's where it's at. And in the words of Jim Harbaugh, we're going to be smiling all the way back to Ann Arbor. And I'll be smiling all the way to the national championship in this great state of Michigan. If you're looking to trade XRP or your favorite crypto, video description below. That's all I can tell you, whether you're long or shorting the market. Other than that, I love all of you. Thank you all so much. And it's been a privilege, an honor and a privilege to be with each and every one of you this fine